So welcome to Russell Designs, guys. So today's part 2 of getting back on the Mark II, and it's all about the TPS and the throttle body. So let's try and get this all sorted. So I'm going to jump straight into it. There's quite a lot to get done today. So I kind of get preset, cut a whole lot of alley and steel, stainless steel in different thicknesses for times like this. Literally got a whole bag full of different sizes and stuff. Ideal for making brackets. I like to keep that in stock. So I was given this, which I think is off, I don't know what this is actually off, but I think it's off an Audi maybe, which actually has got the mount for the TPS on it, but it looks totally different, as well as then it means I've got to get aqua blasted, strip it apart, and it's not really what I want. I want it to look more OEM, so I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to stick with my original plan. So here in the car, here's the bracket that you saw in the last video, the Mercedes TPS stroke for the electric throttle body, fly-by-wire. Got a little bit of that stainless, cut a little bracket, and also I've cut the little bit that extra that was off on here that actually held the original accelerator cable off the Mercedes. So now you guys can properly see, and I've trimmed a little bit off the soundproofing to give me a bit more space. So then we just get this in here so you guys can see. So that's how it's going to sit. What I need to do now is put this in the vise, bend this 90 degrees, draw a couple of holes in it, and actually use off the mount that comes off the actual accelerator pedal. So after a bit of time, a bit of measuring and double checking and measuring, I've bent it, bolted it on, and now literally just going to put a nut and bolt in there. And the nut and bolts I'm going to be using. So I've got these nice little chrome 10 mils, I don't know where I got these from actually, and some obviously nylon lock nuts with some washers I'm going to put on. Now it's just putting it on and make sure it all lines up. Hopefully it will zoom in, there you go, focus in. So it's all mounted up and it's sturdy. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out which way the 3 wires I need, and also for the actual connector that goes from the TPS to this lever. It came with the original cable, which is the right fitting that I need. So what I've done is I've just cut off the end so I can pull out. So I've just pulled out that bit. So then what I can do is now is I'm gonna clip this on. So it's clipped on. So there, as you can see how it's gonna work. It doesn't even, I don't even have to get the full range really, because I can just calibrate it to how much I want it to be, which is fully open, which is fully closed. Okay, so it'll get a good fair bit of movement actually. So what I'm going to do now is drill a hole in this here, put a nut and bolt, drill a hole in the middle of the bolt, put this wire through, and then with a nut and washer, it will hold the wire, and job done. Righty, so I got it on, wasn't so bad. Got this little clamp holder from a DIY store. And there you go. I think it's quite simple and elegant and easy to mount, and it's out of the way and you'll never see it there. That's not too bad, so that works perfectly. So now I can move on to the dash. So cleaned up the donor dash. Tim's actually sourced this for me. This is the dash that I took out with the crack. Actually, in closer inspection, it's actually got another one starting there, another one starting there. So I had a few things, as well as, I mean, it's to be expected with a car of this age, and also at the time in the era when these things were popular with immobilizers and stuff. And I suppose a good thing about this dashboard, as well as it not having the cracks, there's actually no immobilizer holes. So it's actually a big improvement on what was in there already. So it's making the car even neater and even a bit more perfect as well. As well as the other one, this silver bit here was a bit faded on my one. And this trim here is actually not scuffed at all. Got a bit of glue on here, or someone glued something on, but just take that off, it's fine. It's missing the glove box, cover, lid, which I have, the 16 valve one. So I just removed it off there. I'm going to put it on here, give that a good clean inside there. I've just pushed 3 wires from the DTA ECU, so they're ready for the TPS sensor. So that I can just go ahead now, put the dashboard back in. So the dash is all in, looking all very good. Just need to give it a good clean with some dash treatment as well. And now all that's left to do is wire up these 3 wires onto the switch itself, and then go into the wiring diagram, which I'm going to show you guys, a wiring diagram for the DTA. Just going to wire this up and then switch on what I need to do on the laptop to get this idle valve working. So now that the dash is all in, before I get round to doing the idle valve wiring, I also replaced the bottom time block cover, because they kind of seem to always catch here on the water pump pulley, or as you can see, or even on the oil pump pulley. So it's kind of gone through. People kind of sometimes forget to put this 10mm on and stuff. So luckily I was able to find a new old stock, basically never used one, so I've just kind of taken it apart. Don't know if you guys see in there, and replaced the bottom time block cover, as well as I was actually missing these little sponges. I actually had one of these clips that was still on the other side, but the sponge was gone on it because it obviously just decayed or something. So yeah, so now it's got these little sponges, and that's basically it, all the little kind of bits. So that's it, so I've done quite a lot already. So that's the timing belt cover done, those little trims done. Also sorted out the sunroof, the boot lock, replaced the dash, fit that TPS switch on it and wired that all up now. And now it's just the fine tuning of actually getting the idle valve to work from cold as well as from warm. So it's got a stable idle. So that's it, guys. So it's going up for sale. I think it went up for sale on Monday. I think it's on Piston Heads, and I think it's on Car Classics or something like that, and maybe a few other sites. There'll be links in the description of where it's up for sale. It's got to go. As you've seen, I've got a new project, as well as also I've got the Mark III project still to end, and there will be more actually VW based projects, Mark II and Mark III, coming towards the end of the year. But let's finish the open air first and crack on with this E30. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, ding-a-ling-a-ling. Click on the notification bell and be safe.